Hello, Leah here. Hi, howdy. I want to talk to you guys today about something kind of serious. And I say serious because it's not like something I would just bring up randomly with my friends because it's like heavier, you know? It's not bad. It's just like if they're not asking to have that type of conversation, I'm not going to be like, hear me out, because if they're not asking for advice, I don't need to be giving it to them. But I feel that probably if you're clicking on the video, that you would want to hear it. So I'm just going to tell you, okay? And before I even get into any of that, I would like to state right here, right now, that I don't post on YouTube very much. Hardly ever. I actually only posted because I had a BFA show and it was an art exhibition and I wanted to explain my art, but I didn't want to explain my art to people who don't give a shit. So I recorded little things about my art so people would be able to click on them and if they care to. That's kind of how I feel. Like, I want to say all that I need to say, but I don't want to shove it in people's faces because I don't want to deal with people who don't want to hear it. You either do or you don't. And I feel like it's a disadvantage to not say it because the people who want to hear it and need it should be hearing it. But the people who don't need to, you know? And so I want to make it a real effort to post a little bit more. Because I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings that I think are beneficial to humanity. And maybe that's I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Kind of just feels kind of high and mighty, and I don't really see it as that. I think that lots of people have lots of thoughts that would be beneficial to humanity, and instead we share memes on the internet. And there's nothing wrong with a meme on the internet. There's nothing wrong with a meme on the internet. I love a good funny. I love a little hee hee ha ha. I'm very into it. But we also need a space to talk about serious things and serious thoughts and feelings and ways of working through our lives. Psychology exists and people have studied the human brain and have answers to questions that you have. And the information is just not handed to you on a platter. You actually have to look for it to find it. But if you found it, you could rewire your brain into being the type of person that you want to be way easier. It'd be way easier if you just looked it up and understood. But instead you're life sucks. Life sucks so much. Oh my God, life sucks. It sucks because you let it suck. You're letting it suck. And that's the point that I really want to get into. I want to get into how... Okay, camera. It's probably going to turn back. My setup's not ideal yet, okay? We're just starting. We'll get there. I want to talk about being able to change who you are as a person. Changing yourself, changing your mindset, being a better person, growing, developing, disciplining yourself, parenting yourself. And I think parenting yourself is a good term. I also like to think of it as playing a Sims. And I'm a little sim. I'm a little my little flesh body, my little flesh bag here, my sexy little flesh bag is the sim. And my intuition, the part of me that thinks logically and can separate the current moment from my overall existence, that part of me is playing the game of Sims, okay? And if I got in a fight with someone and I'm really sad about it, or let's even say, yeah, we'll go with the fight. I got in a fight with my best friend, and we screamed at each other. We said heinous things. This is not true. This is not a true statement. I will let that be known. I'm not fighting with anyone right now. I ain't got no beef. But if I'm fighting with my friend because we can't seem to find a common ground on something, and we walk away because we can't figure it out, and we both leave the situation feeling really bad about it, and I'm at home now and I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm sad and I'm sad and I'm sad. I'm I'm so sad I don't even want to eat. I'm so sad I don't even want to get out of bed. Valid feelings. You're allowed to feel that way. I'm not saying don't feel it at all, because I've been there and I felt those types of feelings before. I'm just saying I've come to know that that's a choice. You don't have to feel that way. I can play the game of Sims and I'm seeing my little flesh bag cry and cry and crying that is so sad. She don't deserve to be feeling that sad. She's so wonderful. Look, she's so great. She's so smart. She knows how to do so much and be so great. She don't deserve to be so sad. You don't have to be. I make my sim Go do something she likes instead. I put her on a walk like she goes through a nature walk. Do you think she's going to come out feeling better because she likes nature and she likes walking? Yeah, she is. She's going to be happier when she gets out of there than she was if she just sat and moped. And it's really easy to sit in our suffering. It's something that innately feels more comforting than change. Repeating a bad situation is easier than starting a good new one. 100%. 100%. It takes you really have to want it. You have to really want it. You have to want it so bad that you do it. And I think a lot of society lacks that mentality. There's just no action behind anything. Because everything that we want is like this superficial little things. We want big things, but the things that we actively go and get are like, I want a new pair of pants. I want to go get sushi tonight. And then you go do those things. Cool. How about I want to learn to communicate better. I want to get off my phone more. I want to be a more active friend. I want to work out more. All these things. To grow as a person requires discipline. And if you were to play a game of Sims, you are in control of the discipline 100%. You get to pick what your little Simmy does. You want them to learn a new skill, then you set them by the chessboard and you make them play chess for hours, and now they know they are more logical now. You want them to learn to cook, you let them burn down a house or two first, and they become chefs. I don't fucking know, you know what I mean? And it's kind of the same way. I mean, less extreme, because to do it all day, every day for hours on end and ignore your needs is not a healthy way to do anything. We all know that. And even the Sims know that, okay? Because then they'll piss their pants and be starving and be like, I'm dying. And then they like pass out on the floor because their needs aren't met. And that's the same thing happens to humans, like low key, you know? And so for instance, we're fighting with a friend, right? We're fighting with a friend in real life now. And I'm really sad about it. I'm really distraught because I just didn't want it to go that way. I don't want this to, I want to be friends with this person. I love this person. It's really frustrating because I don't feel heard. I don't feel understood. I don't know why they had such a problem. I barely even listened to what they had to say because they were just fighting with me. And I wanted to be right, which isn't always the case, but a lot of times fights happen because people want to be right, and instead of listening, proving, and that's not helpful either. But so, okay, you want to fix that issue? Then fix that issue. Learn to communicate. Learn to listen. Actively have a conversation with that friend once you are calmed down. First, calm yourself down. Stop fucking crying about it. That ain't going to get you nowhere. Maybe try writing about it, meditating about it, recording a little video like this, talking to just yourself about it. A little voice note. Rant to a different friend. I don't know, use ChatGPT. I don't give a shit. Do something. Calm yourself down and logically think about the situation. At what points did you escalate it, and at what points did they? Examine your own behavior. It's not that hard. If none of your relationships work, you don't have to be the most toxic one in all of them, but you are definitely a problem. Yeah, first of all, you're picking bad ones then, right? If everyone else you've ever dated is the problem, if all your other friends were horrible people, then you have to be a problem. You have to be like not on track with who you should be and who you want to be and your own values and more. You aren't aligned. You're not sitting with yourself and understanding yourself enough to change your life. You don't like it? Change it. Practice discipline. It will make you a better person. It'll make you a better parent. It'll make you a better spouse or partner. It'll make you a better family member, a better child, a better uncle. I don't know. It'll make you better. You'll just be better. And you should do that because you deserve to be better. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to not fight yourself all the time. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to understand your own brain. You deserve to be able to take control and fix things and change things to your liking. You deserve it. You deserve that. So first and foremost, when it comes to communicating, in the scenario that I've set up, really calm yourself down. Logically look over all of your behaviors. Admit to yourself. You don't got to tell the other person that you're admitting it to yourself. Where did you go wrong? Were you trying to prove a point? Did you have an attitude the whole time? And this isn't like, well, I had an attitude because of X, Y, and Z. Okay, I'm not asking why. I'm asking what. What actually happened? Not why did it happen, what happened? Because you can't even get to the why until you know the what. Did you have an attitude? Did you misspeak and not even say what you needed to say? Like, really look at it. And then to yourself, with yourself, which of those would you really like to change? Would you like to change any of those things? I tend to have an attitude. I get a tone sometimes. I'm not really that pissed off. I'm just talking like I am, which then creates other people's attitudes. And then now that they have an attitude, I actually am mad, because why you got an attitude with me? Because I have an attitude with them. And so now we're fighting, and I like to be right, and they like to be right. So neither of us are willing to actually have a conversation right now. We're both just irritated. So the best way to handle this is to learn that both of us, when we're fighting now, have to take a step away and chill the fuck out and logically look over the situation as to what we did wrong and then why we did what we did, and then come back together and discuss those things, and then actively discipline ourselves for the future to not do that. And if it happens again, to catch ourselves doing it again. Catching myself being like, it's like, there's that one meme of this girl where she's like, and blah, blah, blah. I need to calm down. It's not that serious. Okay, phone, why we keep turning? I'm not a fan of that. But that's what I mean. See, like, why is it turning? I'm not liking it. Everything is changeable in life. Every experience you have, you get to react how you want to. It doesn't mean you always will, but you can. And self-discipline will get you really far. It'll get you really far, actually. Personally, the last, year of my life, I mean, more and more every year of my life, but especially the last year, I have actively been just trying to understand myself so much more and to actively control things. How I react. For instance, got really mad back in May last year, and I stomped my foot so hard, I pulled a muscle, the muscle that goes behind, from your ankles, under your heel, through all your toes. I pulled that one, which you would pull if you jumped off a tall thing and then landed stupid. And I was on crutches, and then I had to move out of my dorm and into my house again, and it was finals week, and I couldn't drive because it was my right foot. It was just a whole thing, okay? It was a whole problem. It's all because I couldn't handle my anger. And after that, I thought, well, man, I could have just told the person I was mad at them instead of stomping my foot like a dumbass. Because A, my foot wouldn't be hurt. B, I wouldn't have had to spend money on a hospital bill. And C, that person would know that I didn't like that thing. And then, I guess there's a C and a D. The person would know that I didn't like that thing. And D, that would give them the opportunity, it would give them the opportunity to not do it again. And then D, I wouldn't have resentment about it. I wouldn't sit in my head and be like, fit that bitch. That's not how I'd be sitting there thinking if I had just talked it out. But instead, I got real angry, and my first thought was punch a wall, and my second thought was put your head in the wall. Scream. That's kind of a little insane, right? When I'm not angry, I'm like, that's crazy. That's why'd it get that far? Why'd it get to that point? And it's because I let it. It's because I didn't control and discipline myself. If I'm angry, there are actively ways to handle that. Go on a walk. Go listen to music in the car. Smoke some weed, for crying out loud. Tell the person that you're upset with them. Let them know something happened. A lot of times changing environment will help change the mood for sure. You don't have to sit in that spot that made you angry. You can go somewhere and do something about it. Go get your favorite snack. Go get you some ice cream, batch. Go get you some ice cream. Get you a crispy drink from the gas station. I don't know. Do something. Do something that's not the thing that is making you feel miserable. That is a choice, and you're choosing it. Stop choosing bad choices. Sorry, I'm getting a bit sassy and passionate about it because it's just like such an epidemic that this like society has. I would say this generation, as if like Gen Z or millennials is like, it's not isolated. I know a lot of dumbass old people too. I know a lot of them. A lot of people that would rather just like be miserable than change. And it's like, I don't, what? Huh? You like it like that? You like misery? And then again, it's like that comfort. It's a comfort in knowing what misery feels like and being comfortable there and being more comfortable doing that cycle over and over and over again than you would be to just start something better that is like new. You know, you don't have to be sad about the same thing over and over and over again. And it's okay if you are. You are allowed to be sad. You can be sad. There are things in my life that will forever, anytime they cross my mind, will dampen my mood. Like, at any time I think about, like, this one specific fight I had with my mom that was, like, super, like, tumultuous, and I think I said that word wrong. Tumultuous? There we go. And, like, the trajectory of our relationship changed dramatically after that. Anytime I think about that, it makes me very sad because it did all those things. It created a lot of issues. It brought a lot of stuff to light. It changed my life. And inevitably it worked out. We talked about it. We're better. Everything is fine. Honestly, I think something that dramatic had to happen for the best part of it to come, for the resolution to come. And it was the first time that I like held strong on a boundary. It was like, until we can talk about this and you can tell me like I did that, and even if, because I didn't want my mom to be like, I didn't think she did things because she hated me or wanted me to hurt. I don't think most people do. I think most people just do things because of how they're feeling. It has nothing to do with you. 99% of the time, how people treat you has almost nothing to do with you and almost all to do with them. We'll say 75. Because, you know, people will provoke you. People will provoke you to be the crazy bitch sometimes, okay? And I didn't want her to tell me, like, her reasoning behind it. I just wanted her to be able to admit to me, like, I did hurt your feelings by doing this. I'm so sorry. That was not my intention. And I love you very much. And until we could have conversations like that about the things that went wrong, I didn't want to have conversations at all. Because no matter what, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Every time I saw her face, that's how I felt. And it was the first time that I really had these like really strong boundaries up about like the relationship is not going to be better until you do this. That's what I need from you to be able to do this. And then it did. And honestly, I can say that my mom's like my best friend now. And I think we are at a much better place of understanding for one another. And I think we've both grown just like a lot since then and from that as well. And, you know, this ain't about her. This ain't about her. But every time I think about that fight and the emotions that came with the boundaries and the not talking, and then every time I think about it, it does like dampen my mood a little, right? Because like I just remember how I felt. I remember how drastic it was. I just remember all that. But I don't have to sit there and like I don't have to sit with that upsetness, because why would I? And you know, even before it was resolved, sitting with it all the time, it was different because I hadn't really like, it was much heavier, spikier, hurtier. Okay, it hurt a lot more then, but when it wasn't like a healed thing, when it wasn't worked through. But regardless, I could either live my life or be miserable. And I didn't want to sit and be sad about it all the time. That doesn't mean that I didn't let myself have times to cry about it. I did cry about it. I did have moments of sadness where I really just sat with that thing and felt it. But then I'd get up and I would do something else. And now especially, I mean, I definitely don't feel so much about it like I did then. But this is just an example that I have like a really strong way of explaining. I still am upset about it sometimes. It makes me very sad. But especially because it's changed now. It changed because we learned to communicate. And when we learned how to communicate with one another, it felt much better. And every time that I think about it, I'm like, that sucks. I just remember things that are way better now. Well, if that hadn't happened, I doubt I would have gone through the things I went through, and she probably wouldn't have gone through the things that she went through, and all those things were very challenging and painful and sucked. We understand each other so much more. We talk every day. I call her every day. She calls me every day. We talk every day. We're really like actually best friends because we have a way of understanding one another and communicating that is very genuine and authentic now. And I'm grateful. Practicing gratitude, great way to get out of the slumps. Stop thinking about all the things that suck. Start thinking about all the things that don't. Today it was 60 degrees. I ate food that tasted good today. I took a really good poop this morning. I drank a lot of water. I did a little workout. I've been putting on chapstick. Let's see. I don't know. The list goes on and I saw my family. Just a whole lot of, stuff like that where it's just think about some things that make you happy. My hair turned out good. My eyeshadow turned out good. I like my little outfit I have on. It's Easter and 420 all in one. I wore these socks, right? My little weedy socks. And my uncle was like, "Is that marijuana on your socks?" I said, "Yeah. It's a joint holiday today." I thought that was pretty clever. Okay? Anywho. Circling back. All of this to say, you are capable of changing your life. If you practice discipline. It doesn't have to be painful, and it doesn't have to be like super serious and harsh and tough. Sorry that this thing keeps spinning, okay? It just is not a great setup, okay? I'm sorry. But discipline starts with wanting to change and realizing that you want it, right? You have to start off by like not doing it to realize you need to do it. So the first step is doing a dumb thing. Being rash, doing things without thinking. First step. Second step is realize that you're doing that. Third step, decide you don't like that about yourself and you want it to not happen no more. Fourth step, actively pursue change. Fifth step, continually and consistently, same word basically, right? Consistency, continually. Keep up with it. Discipline yourself regularly on it. Mine, for me, something that I have been really trying to be better about is working out. Every day, I want to work out in some way. I do have rest days here and there, right? But I've worked out every single day since I said I was going to. And the thing that has done it for me is that I feel proud of myself when I actively do the thing that I don't want to do. I don't like working out. It's not like I do because I feel proud when I'm done. But in the moment, it sucks. Ab day sucks. Arms and legs, I like them days. Abs, fucking kill me. That sucks. It burns. It's uncomfortable. It's hard. And it sucks, okay? It does. But I remind myself why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for one, because I want to be healthy. For two, because I complain. I don't even think necessarily I always outwardly complain. I think it's just like I put on an outfit and I'm like, I don't like how I look in it. And it's really just my stomach. It's certain areas. I think most women have an issue. Men too, I'm assuming. Non-binary folk, I don't know. However you feel. A lot of people have issues with their like stomach area because a lot of fat goes there really easily. And it's one of the harder muscles to work out because you're always using your core to do a lot of things. So to really like change your core, you got to like work it hard. And on top of that, you got to change your diet. And you got to get your cardio in. And those are all really like not super fun things to think about and do. But proving to yourself that you deserve the good things. You deserve to be a better person. You deserve to be proud of yourself. You deserve to change bad habits. That is something you deserve. You owe it to yourself to do. Don't do it because for anyone else. Do it because you want to value yourself. It's one of them things that I'm learning too, is like, I did this little meditation that was like, I love myself. I trust myself. I honor myself. I value myself. And then it made me really think, like, what even are really my values? Like, I know I have some. They're in certain ways, especially when it comes to like relationships and like due dates and work ethics, stuff like that. I do have them, and I know that I have them because I know that. But when I thought, like, I value myself, what do I value about myself? What is it that I value the most? And some of those things I still don't do. Like, consistency, I'm working on. Stability and security, I'm working on it. Inner peace, working on it. Feeling a sense of community, work. I mean, in some ways I do. I want to be of service. That is a value that I really like in other people. That, like, when I think of someone being valuable to me, it's usually because they are offering me some sort of service. And that doesn't have to be, like, extreme. I like having a friend over when I clean, because it just is more fun to be with your friend and do anything than it is to be alone and do, like, stuff, sometimes. Things like that, where it's just, like, you just owe it to yourself. You deserve to feel good, and you don't have to feel bad about feeling good. You know what feels bad? Feeling bad. And it ain't easy, but you got it. You have it. Everything you need, you have within you, really, truly. Discipline's, and discipline's also one of them things where you don't have to be mean to get yourself to do it. I don't shit talk myself into working out. I gently encourage myself. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? Instead of doing like a full-blown workout, maybe I'll just go on a really nice walk. Or, okay, I don't want to do, I pick small. The smaller you set your goals, the higher you can, like, achieve them. The more you can achieve them, and the more you can, like, push past them. I'm going to do a 5-minute arm workout, and I usually watch a YouTube video where some person is doing something and I'm copying. And then I'm going to do, like, a 15-minute ab workout, and then I'm going to do, like, 20 squats. That's not, like, the best workout in the world, but it's more movement than I would have if I had not done it at all. Which is how I was beforehand. I wouldn't do any at all. Doing 10 sit-ups a day is way better than doing 0. So just do 10. That's enough. That's enough to practice a little bit of discipline. Make your goals small, make them achievable. And really just aim for them. When it comes to, like, interpersonal work, it does get a bit more tricky because it usually requires a trigger to realize that you have them. Because, you tend to not irritate yourself all that much. I mean, I do sometimes. Most people do, I guess. But, like, realistically, you don't. That's why relationships are super hard. Because they trigger these wounds that you got from, like, your life. And you don't really know the full, like, extent of them. And then you're, like, projecting. And also the other person is too. So it's, like, relationships are complicated. Relationships are complicated. Even the best ones are complicated. It takes a lot of getting to know one another and cooperating and communicating to get anywhere at all with other people. And it doesn't have to suck. It does a lot of the time, but it doesn't have to. That feeling of suckiness that comes from it is from your expectations are just like projecting. You're it's gonna suck because it's not gonna work. Well, it's not gonna work if you don't make it work and they don't make it work. If both of you guys want to make it work, you can make it work. Truly, I believe if you want to make something work with someone, you can. I'm not saying settle. I'm not saying get past the fact that this dude beats you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying get past the fact that this girl cheats all the time. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, if the person you're dating refuses to do the laundry right and can't possibly take care of, like, they just have bad habits that you don't like. Those are changeable things. Are they easy? No. But you can make it work if both people really want to communicate and put effort into it. And the right person will want to do that, babe. the right person will want to do that. The right person will want to change to be a better partner for you, and they will encourage you to do the same. It will be way easier to change for that person because it will feel mutual. It will feel mutual. It will feel mutual. And so, I guess I'm going to leave this off because I feel like I'm rambling a lot and repeating myself. But it's because it's an important thing, okay? And I think everyone deserves to know it. You deserve great things. Communicating with other people is hard. But if you don't communicate, they won't know. You might assume they do, but they probably don't. You know how, like, hearing I'm proud of you for doing small things would make you feel better? Goes both ways. I love yous go both ways. Making plans goes both ways. Have expectations, but make sure that you are also upholding those on your end, or stop having expectations. The way you treat yourself becomes how other people treat you. If you don't like the way that everyone around you is making you feel, it is because you're not, how do I want to word this? You're not loving yourself enough. You teach people how to love you, and if you don't give a fuck about your own needs and wants and well-being, if you love misery more, other people are going to put you in that position a lot more because that's clearly how you want it. It's how you live. That's your everyday. Be happier for yourself. Hold yourself accountable for yourself. Parent yourself. Be gentle parent yourself. And I don't mean gentle like there's no consequences. Like, gentle parent as in, don't bully yourself into accomplishment. Nurture yourself there. But also be firm. Be firm. Hold true. If you say, if I don't get better at this, then I won't let myself do this, then that has to be what it is. If I don't work out today for 20 minutes, I don't get to have dessert later. If I don't have a good, meaningful conversation with my partner about the things that they did that irritated me, probably not going to be able to have, meaningful, intimate moments later, like cuddling, the dirty, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to do with your partner. I don't know. It's gonna be in the way because it's gonna be in your headspace, and you're gonna be thinking, I can't believe they ever did that, and they're gonna be like, can't believe she ever did that. Change yourself. We'll get more into it. I plan on talking about this in a lot of different ways in a lot more videos as time goes on now. But change for yourself. Do it for yourself. You deserve good things. Repeat after me. I deserve good things. The only person that 100% of the time can give me good things is myself. I owe it to myself to give myself good things. I deserve good things. Valuing yourself means giving yourself the things that you need. If I value someone a lot, I'm going to make sure that I take care of them. If I honor myself enough, I value myself enough and my time and my energy I don't want to sit on my phone for hours on hours on hours. I don't want to. Do I sometimes? Yeah, I do. I think it's a real problem that everyone has nowadays. But I care about my own well-being, and because of that, I know that that's a bad thing and I should stop. And I try, and I hope one day I do. I hope one day that we all grow and become better versions of ourselves. We deserve to be that. We deserve good things, folks. Okay, toodaloo. Thanks for coming to my little yap sesh. I hope you got what you needed from it. Or not, I don't know. If you didn't watch it all, it's cool too. This is so it can come out of my brain and stop like circling in there. I'm doing it for me because I deserve good things. And you do too. Bye, folks.